There's a rip in my shirt right here, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. This week's episode of my unpopular opinion. You already know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, leave that. Leave your unpopular opinions at that email. MhmUnpopularOpinions@yahoo.com. I will save them. Well, we'll talk about them on my channel. You know. Anyways, let's get into this video. Okay, in this video, this guy states that birthdays, sing happy birthday and everything associated with birthdays and birthday celebrations are rituals, and I absolutely agree. I think even from the song that we sing, he talks about how it puts you in this mindset of you know, it's very solid. My age is solid and I'm supposed to be here. And that's how people get to thinking, I'm supposed to be here at this age. I'm supposed to have this at this age. I had this plan for me at this age. I'm running out of time. Oh my gosh. And that just puts you in a loop of psychosis. I absolutely agree that these are rituals and they're meant to keep you living in fear. Suppressed emotions cause dis-ease and viruses and things in the body. Autoimmune disorders, cancer, all that. Suppressed emotions, suppressed things that you haven't dealt with. That's what that is. That's where that stems from. Okay, don't y'all think it's weird that guys, I guess when, you know, it comes to relationship, guys say that they get played and cheated on and not appreciated if they're the good guy. And then girls, on the other hand, want guys who aren't good for them. Is that not weird to y'all? Like the thrill of the chase, I guess. But then on the other hand, both men and women will say that they want to be loved. Both men and women will want to be in relationships. What's the psychology behind that? Okay, I saw this thing. It was like being an OnlyFans OF creator for girls is like boys trying to rap or boys trying to make a rap career. And I personally think that you can compare OnlyFans creators as girls to drug dealers as guys. They both, you know, make you go against your moral compass. You have to push certain feelings aside, all for one goal and a vibration of getting something, getting it fast, getting it the easiest way you feel like you know how. They're both forms of selling your soul. Okay, I really think it's interesting how people make posts like these and be like, oh, designer's not the goal. It's my inner peace, which it is. But I feel like both of those things can be obtained. Like you having the freedom to be able to buy the designer will bring you a level of inner peace. Like, would it not? You might not necessarily be interested in designer because, I mean, people aren't. You like what you like. But like, it's the freedom that comes with being able to go out and spend money like that or buy whatever you want to buy just because. Alignment with that energy of abundance is absolutely the goal. We can make it sound all good and polished and different because everybody wants to be a better bitch and be different. But I absolutely want to get the most out of this human experience while I'm here. That's the goal. Okay, I was having a conversation with someone and he says, unpopular opinion, women should not be in positions of power. Like president, leader of the country, things like that, because we're too, you know, emotional. Then I saw this thread on Twitter and I thought about the leaders of these countries. And why are these countries experiencing things like terrorism, extreme famine, ongoing civil war, no voting rights, hardly any rights for women at all, extreme poverty and sexual violence? And this is all being normalized. And this is something that's kind of accepted in a way. And it sounds to me like we have some emotional, egotistical leaders in those positions of power. And then they all just so happen to be men. So women shouldn't be in power because you feel like things are going to get too emotional. But when men are in power, all of these things exist. Then the men in these countries are constantly at war. What the hell are y'all fighting over? What are y'all fighting over? Where did it start? Why did it start? Okay, not only does the Mandela effect cause problems amongst, you know, us on the internet, this discourse or whatever, and we'd be like, no, this did happen. No, this really didn't happen. No, I don't remember this. what if, you know, we're so emotionally tied to our realities. But it's also doing like a beta testing of sorts. And that is put in place to see if they would be able to rewrite history and replace what we thought we knew. That way they can, you know, delete and alter history. Okay, when people say, you know, God is a jealous God, I just have a couple questions. Number one, who is he jealous of? Who would he be jealous of? According to what you guys say, isn't he the creator? And really, I think the first person to kind of bring this to my attention was my sister, that demons are the things that you try to avoid. You have both of those things inside you, God and the devil. That work you're not doing on yourself, and hell is here on earth because God is within you. You, yourself, your own consciousness that nobody else can hear or see or understand. It's only you, that you wouldn't want to share with anyone else. That's where the jealous God comes in. You are your one and only. No one loves you like you do. That's the jealous part. I am that I am. That's meant for you. And who are you? The spirit and the mind, period. Oh, Lord. That T app. From the jump, when I first saw like a video for it, I was like, are they trying to expose guys for being like DL or something? Like, either way, there's a negative energy and entity attached to this. Somebody else said it was an attack on Black men, and I absolutely agree. And of course, y'all fell for it. What awareness was it bringing? What awareness was it bringing? You guys weren't on there talking about how these men were predators. You were talking about how you got played or how you got broken up with, which you go heal. Get off the T app and go heal. You literally have to be on a low frequency to even engage and post on there, because what are the intentions? Where are the feelings coming from? He took you on a date and had sex with you and never called you back. So you're gonna post him on the T app as a red flag so you can warn other women? Your experience with him isn't gonna be the same as theirs. Half the women were getting on there looking for their next man anyways. So, okay, so I've heard this idea or this ideology or this insight. You die when you go to sleep, and then when you wake up back in, you know, this what we're in right now, you die in your dream. And honestly, I have to say that makes a lot of sense to me. It really resonated. I do believe that you never really die. You just reincarnate into another life, into another, you know, timeline, lifetime. Your conscious no longer occupies that avatar that people know in that reality or that human experience. So that's why it's, you know, so traumatic when it's not active anymore, but you have moved on to another. Going to sleep every night shows that you are more than just your body. You're more than you're having a human experience. It's preparations for transitioning and ascending. The ocean and space are the same thing. Okay. This video resurfaced on my timeline on Twitter, and when I see this, I think about how this just is so similar to me trying to convince my child to eat their vegetables. When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke. I thought they were playing. I thought this was a fun time. Play, joke, funny, fun. There's no way in hell grown people are seeing this and be like, oh, yep. Let me get down there right now, get my vaccine so I can give me a free burger. They have to think you're pliable, credulous, gullible, epistemically influenced to fall for this, right? Essentially, you're falling for this propaganda. And it's literally being pushed for something that we supposedly need to protect ourselves and those around us. Why would you need to convince or persuade or bribe? I'm confused. Okay, I had a little thought. I feel like a lot of people who are trans, in the trans community, I feel like a lot of their feelings or their journey starts with them not being accepted as who they were or who they incarnated as on this earth for their human experience. So they feel like they need to transition and change into something else. And then they also are around other people who have had the same type of experiences. They all don't necessarily know what to do with those feelings or those experiences other than suppress them and then come together. This is a unifying thing. I have community around me who also knows how I feel, who also knows what it feels like to be bullied because of this. So I need to change this, get rid of this because I had this, I was bullied and this hurt me and this is painful. Let me get rid of it. Take it off me. And then they feel like, we're being oppressed and we're fighting for a cause and fighting against hate and, wanting to be, but it actually turned into a big kind of cesspool of ego and things being sex driven, and the plot was lost. I think that a lot of people do have like, this is how I feel, this is what I am, and I don't care what you say, whatever you have to say doesn't take away from my truth of who I feel like I am and what I'm doing here, especially if it doesn't hurt you or anybody else around me. But then there's people who like have to force feed themselves onto other people, and I think that's where that comes from. You're trying to convince me and essentially convince yourself that this is what it is, instead of just standing in your truth, standing on your square 10 toes. Okay, maybe we turn to Africa. Maybe we turned, because things are kind of changing up. We turned to Africa being the homeland or the motherland because for a long time we didn't know who we were. And that's the closest thing to some sort of history that we can grab onto and be like, oh yeah, actually, I don't know all the missing pieces, but I know for sure before we were here, we were in Africa over here. Just so we can say where we had to start. We remember that's at least where we started, just to have that sense of home. I'm a military child. I don't have a true sense of home. I grew up in I grew up all over different places, moving every 2 to 3 years. And the place that I live now is probably the longest I've ever lived in one spot. And for the longest time, I still clung on to like, where I started first. And, even though half of my family is there and then half of my family is actually here, I'll just be like, even though I haven't been there in years, I haven't been there for a while and I don't get to go back often. But, for me, that is like a sense of home. That's where I started. I can't say I grew up here and here and here and here. Going within and remembering who we are takes a lot of work, a lot of digging, a lot of undoing and rewiring and unlearning. I can honestly say that I've never truly felt connected to Africa. And maybe I thought I did and I tried to force and be like, oh yeah, but no, I've never had a dream of like necessarily going more than I've had a dream of going to Japan, more than I've had a dream of going to Ireland, more than I had a dream of going to Australia. It's never been like, oh my gosh, I need to get back to Africa. I don't think that my ancestors just bowed down and tucked their tails and went like that. I don't believe that. I don't. A lot of ancestors who might have not been the best of people might be the reason for a lot of this lost history as well. Have we been staying true to the bloodline, true to the lineage? Like, what's going on? I'm confused. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let's talk about it. Y'all already know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, and leave your unpopular opinions at that email, and I'll see y'all next week.